Hi everyone, this is Jason from Metal Flesh. Today I am going to try and rank the entire Megadeth discography. Trying to rank the albums from Get in the Bin tier all the way up to From Here to Eternity. This is one of my favorite bands. I'm gonna try to be a harsh critic on their releases, and from each album I'm gonna try to pick out two highlight songs. I'll try to pick up some obscure tracks, like I'm not gonna go for the Symphony of Destruction or Sea Wolf or any songs like that. Right, let's start things off. 1985, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. This one is a raw, ferocious debut album, fueled by speed, aggression and venom. The production is rough and chaotic, but the riffs are razor sharp and the attitude is unmistakable. This album puts Megadeth in the map as one of the fastest thrash metal bands among their peers. Highlights for me will be Last Rites, Love to Death and Rattlehead. For me, this is a solid A tier. 1986, we see the release of Peace Sells But Who's Buying. This one's a massive leap forward in songwriting and structures. The themes are political. We've got memorable bass lines and more controlled aggressions that defines this album. It's sharp, sarcastic and intelligent all at the same time. This is one of the first true classic Megadeth records. Highlights will be My Last Words and The Conjuring. For me, this is an instant From Here to Eternity. So Far, So Good, So What Says the Light in 1988. It's aggressive and confrontational with a darker, harsher edge. The album reflects eternal turmoil, resulting in uneven moments, but the aggression and thrash elements are still there. Comparing this to Peace Sells, it's more chaotic, less consistent, but nastier in tone. Highlights will be Mary Jane and Set the World Afire. This is a B tier. 1990, we see the absolute masterpiece, the peak of Megadeth. The album is called Rust in Peace. This one is one of the few albums I can listen from start to finish without skipping a song, not even a single filler here. Let's look more into it. It's a technical thrash masterpiece, precision in speed, complexity and iconic riffs. Everything's perfect about this album. Highlights will be Tornado of Souls and Hangar 18. For me, this is a From Here to Eternity straight away. In front of Peace Sells. 1992, we see the release of Countdown to Extinction. It's a more accessible album, still remains heavy. The band here slows things down. They slow the speed down, focusing on groove, big choruses, broader themes without sacrificing quality. I visit this quite a bit, not as much as the other releases, but still a solid album. Highlights will be Skin of My Teeth and Countdown to Extinction. It's just a tier. 1994, we see the release of Euthanasia. This one is a darker, slower and more introspective album. We've got thick riffs with melancholic melodies, creating a heavy but restrained atmosphere. Comparing this to Countdown, for example, this one is a less aggressive but deeper and more emotional. Highlights will be Addicted to Chaos and Black Curtains. I do revisit this quite a lot. This is an important record in my life. For me, this is a solid From Here to Eternity release. 1995, we see the release of Hidden Treasures. It is an EP, but It's a collection of soundtrack songs, a few covers, and a few other new songs. So I'm just going to include it here because it has got some strong points. As I stated, it just contains strong material and shows Megadeth experimenting without pressure. It's not a core studio statement, but stronger than many bands' full albums. Highlights from me is 99 Ways to Die and Go to Hell. Do visit this quite often. For me, it's a solid A release. 1997, we see Cryptic Writings. It's a more melodic and more commercial album, yet solidly written. Some of the songs are slightly uneven. It lacks that fire. I believe it's a 50-50 material here of filler songs and some good strong songs. Production wise is really good. The managed to keep the same good production used in Countdown to Extinction and Euthanasia. Highlights for me will be FFF and A Secret Place. For me, this comes to a D tier. 1999, we see Megadeth Experimental Album. This one has electronic textures, alternative influences. We've got one heavy song, that's it. This is the furthest departure Megadeth has done from their core sound. It's bold but largely unsuccessful album. I do listen to it from time to time, but yeah, there's loads of skipping songs. Highlights will be Prince of Darkness and Time the Beginning. For me, this is a get in the bin, unfortunately. 2001, we see the release of The World Needs a Hero. This one is a partial return to form with renewed heaviness, though still inconsistent. Some strong riffs, but the songwriting is uneven. It's stronger than Risk, but lacks the fire of the earlier era albums. Highlights will be Disconnect and The Dread and Fugitive Mind. For me, this is like a D tier, maybe a get in the bin. I'll put it in D tier for now. 2004, we see the release of The System Has Failed. It's a focused comeback. Initially, this was meant to be a Dave Mustaine solo album, but the record label at the time, they just wanted a Megadeth album, so it just came out under the banner of Megadeth. The themes here are political anger and sharp riffs that dominates the entire album. It's a significant improvement from Risk, Cryptic Writings, and The World Needs a Hero. When this first came out, I used to listen to it quite a lot. At the moment, it's just collecting dust at the moment. Highlights will be Of Mice and Men and Kick the Chair. It's just going to go to a D tier for me. 2007, we see the release of United Abomination. This one is politically charged thrash with modern production. Aggressive but sometimes repetitive. It's sharper than The System Has Failed, less varied, slightly better than The System Has Failed. I do listen to this quite a bit. I believe when this first came out, I used to enjoy it more than the previous record. Highlights will be Sleepwalker and Gears of War. It's just a solid C release for me. 2009, we see Endgame. It's fast, technical and aggressive, a full thrash revival. The band sounds hungry and precise again. This one is one of the strongest modern era thrash albums since Rust in Peace. Highlights will be Headcrusher and 1320. For me, this is a solid A release. I do listen to it more than Countdown, so it's gonna go right there. 2011 we see 13. Yeah, a mixed album combining older ideas, songs that were in demo form, and a couple of new material. It's a solid release, but is it essential? Not really. Following Endgame, it's extremely less focused. It just feels like, oh right, okay, let's bridge a bigger gap between two albums. Let's like put this half-assed album together and just release it. Highlights will be Black Swan and 13. For me, this is like a D tier. 2013. Oh my gosh. Super Collider. Hard rock album. One thrush song here. Absolutely garbage. Yeah. Highlights will be Kingmaker, and the second song I'm really struggling to pick up like a second good song here. It's just gonna be Cold Sweat, which is a Thin Lizzy cover. It's a get in the bin. Dystopia 2016. It's a powerful return to a thrash metal with modern progression and production and relentless riffing. It starts off quite strong and then it just kind of loses steam about halfway through. Highlights for me will be Fatal Illusion and The Threat Is Real. For me, this is like a C tier. The Sick, The Dying and The Dead came out in 2022. I was extremely excited to buy this record, but I just found out that I was just let down rather quickly. Dave Mustaine's vocals or his voice here, it just doesn't sit well with me. I really don't like his singing style. A few good moments here, a few filler songs. The song production, songwriting is good. It's just something just doesn't sit well for me. It's just a mixed bag of songs for me. Highlights will be The Sick, The Dying and The Dead, and Sacrifice. For me, this is a C tier. This brings us to 2026, the band's final studio album called Megadeth. Production is great. The initial single, Tipping Point, was absolutely amazing, and then the songs that followed after that, it was just great, a mixed bag of feelings for me. This album is rather on the mid-tempo pace. I was expecting an album closer to Rust in Peace speed and technicality, but they just chose to go somewhere between 13 with a few elements of Super Collider and a few elements of Endgame. It's a solid release. I was expecting something slightly better from Megadeth's final album, but comparing this to the albums that came after Endgame, it's much better. Highlights for me will be Tipping Point and Another Bad Day. For me, this one is a solid B release. It's gonna go right here. So there you have it, the entire Megadeth discography from Get in the Bin all the way up to From Here to Eternity. Till next time, stay heavy. Thank you.